Okay, hey y'all, welcome back to the YouTube video. Okay, so I'm here pretty early in the morning so I can actually talk to the camera. This will be like part two to whatever the first part is. It's not out yet, but it should be out by the time this video is up. So this is kind of what I am working on. I've kind of done a lot of work off camera because I forgot to film, but I'm gonna do a close up and then you guys will get a what's it called? Like a little, I can't even think of the words right now. Like I'll start from here. And this is how my palette is looking. Basically right now I'm just putting on, I have pretty much 80% of this painting done, and right now I'm just putting on like thick globs of paint. So I don't know if you can see the camera. I think you can see a little bit, especially like right here and right here, like where I put some of the thick globs of paint. Also, I'm trying to like finalize some things, so I added some flowers here, some like more highlights. I need to finish the little children, but I kind of added some color so I can kind of figure out what direction I would like to take with that. Okay. As per usual, I will also be making a short of this, so I have like my other equipment. So I'll be doing that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get right into the video, and I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll try to make sure to keep pushing out the content for you guys anyway. By the way, I want to apologize for how shaky my camera was in the beginning. I don't know why my camera was so shaky. Honestly, it was obviously me. But I'm still getting used to like actually filming while I am painting. Like obviously it's much different when I'm like painting with my phone, as you can see there. I usually paint in like segments. For like my physical camera, I'm still like kind of switching through on whether I want to like paint the entire session and cut through, or just like kind of film like how I film on my phone. But it definitely takes a lot more battery life of my camera when I turn it off and on, because I don't want to just have it on. But also my camera tends to overheat easily. By the way, I have the Sony ZV-1. So if anybody has any tips on how I can kind of fix the overheating problem after like an hour of filming, please let me know. But basically, so I'm just working on like the final touches of this painting. I believe like I was in the studio for probably around like 4 hours. Although this video is kind of cut up into like a much smaller segment of the whole 4 or 5 hours I was here for. And I'm actually so excited that this is a painting that I'll actually be able to finish, because most of the paintings that I've started for this particular class I haven't been able to finish. And honestly, all of the projects are starting to stack on top of each other. So as of today, I have a new project. Well, okay. So I have a project for my intermediate figure painting class, which I've already wrong class. My intermediate painting class, I've already started that project. I haven't filmed very much, or any of it actually. I haven't filmed any of it, but you guys will probably see footage on it soon. And then we have another project in my intermediate figure painting class, which was given to us as of today. So I'm kind of nervous about all of the projects that I have coming up. And I also need to make 2 teapots, so that's just, like, another thing on top of all of the other projects that I have. Mind you, I feel like we literally have, like, 3 weeks, so I have no idea how I'm gonna get all of this done, because even though, the last day is, like, December 4th, it's already, um, November 6th, and keep in mind, we have, like, holidays, and we have Thanksgiving and all those other things, so it's just, like, technically, I feel like we have, like, 3 weeks, and then I feel like I'm also gonna have, like, a final in my, African Studies class, which I just thought about. Oh my goodness. Oh, stress, just I won't think about it right now because he hasn't mentioned anything, but we definitely have a final that he's definitely mentioned in the beginning of the semester, about how the final is kind of like whatever you want it to be, And so I'll probably make a painting for that as well. So hopefully I'm able to get everything done on time. Like I would love to have like more finished pieces than just this one, even though I definitely love this one so much. And then mind you, the new project that I'm starting in my intermediate painting class is for feet. So I'm definitely gonna have a lot of work and a lot of sleepless nights to finish that painting. And then the one in my intermediate figure painting class, he basically said it just has to be more than 18 by 24 inches or that size, which it'll probably be the size that I'll end up working with just because I know that's a manageable size. We also have to take our own references. He said no Pinterest, which, that's fair. But yeah. And then for my ceramics class, I've already made one of my teacups and, well, not teacups, my teapots. And honestly, I'm so happy about how it came out. Although she is a little heavy, like there is a lot of clay. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm going to trim my teapot. But honestly, that's a problem for another day. I was hoping that I could get both of my teapots done during the time that I was in class today, but I wasn't able to. I actually ended up going to like there was like an artist talk during like the after studio time that I usually stay for, and so they ended up closing the studio early, like just for that time where the artist was there talking about how she makes a living doing her ceramics, which was honestly, it was very insightful. It was like more of like the business side of like being an artist. And although I'm not a ceramic major and I mainly do painting and drawing, it was definitely very insightful information for me just because I definitely want to get into like the craft of making art, like for like very artsy furniture. And that's kind of what she does. So she has like her fine art ceramics and then she has like her design ceramics, which is her furniture line. And basically she sells like tables. They're around like 3,500, I think that's what she was saying. And honestly, they're quite nice. In my opinion, I thought they were pretty nice. And it was just like super interesting to see how to scale a business to like the way that she scales hers. She also recommended that for any person who is deciding to take an art class that you should take a business course, which I honestly agree with as well. Although I would say that I'm pretty like business savvy, but I definitely want to take some sort of like business course before I graduate. I also wanted to add, so I'm like kind of jumping from topic, but I was just thinking about how so for my new project that I'm working on, I actually started with acrylic. Not this project, but the next project I started with my underpainting in acrylic and I low-key kind of forgot how to use acrylic, which I find to be kind of crazy. I've gotten so used to oil and I will say I think it might be my favorite medium to work with now. I still love acrylic, but definitely not in the same way that I like oil. I kind of like how fluid it is and the type of movement it has. It's just like something that acrylic paint doesn't have. I can't stress this enough. Like when you are using oil paint, please don't use oil paint like it's acrylic. Like they're just so different. It's kind of crazy. And when I was going back to acrylic, I was almost trying to treat it like it was oil and I had to like tap in, remember like, oh, this is not oil, like idea like tap in. And I think because I worked with acrylic paint so often, that's probably why I work so fast. Because my professor always states how, like, my friends and I work really fast, although I do believe that they work much faster than I do. And I really think it's because well, not all of us, but me and one of my other friends, we started using acrylic paint. Like that's kind of what got us into art. And, with acrylic paint, it dries in like 2 seconds. So you kind of have to keep things moving. Now, with this painting, I had to come in like the morning of critique to really work on the children because I knew during critique that was going to be the first thing that was pointed out, which he did end up pointing it out. It wasn't his favorite part, but some of the people in my class really liked the children, so I guess that's good on that part. But we are basically at the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, and here is the final result.